The Cubs, in all too familiar fashion, blow another baseball game to the St. Louis Cardinals right when it felt like they were starting to pick up some steam, build some momentum. They give it all right back with another blown loss. That and more on this edition of the Cubs Baseball Channel. Make sure to like and subscribe. Get in that comment section. Let us know how you're feeling about this team after they drop another tight one to the Cardinals and fall even further in the playoff race. But for now, here's your invitation to our show. What's up, everybody? Welcome to the Cubs Baseball Channel. My name is Anthony Pasquale. You can find me on Twitter at ant_Pasquale3. I'm sure you saw yesterday, made a lot of tweets about yesterday's ball game that the Cubs unfortunately lost by the score of 5-4 to the St. Louis Cardinals. The Cubs Baseball Channel is on TikTok. It's on Instagram. We're on Twitter. So find us on there, follow us on there, engage with us as we post some of our posts from here and some unique independent content on there, as well as we try to continue to grow our channel across all the different social media platforms. But you heard it in the open. Here's what we got to talk about. The Cubs took a brutal 5-4 loss to the Cardinals yesterday. I know Mick touched on it yesterday, talking about how it fell apart, but the Cubs gave up a run in the first inning and then held St. Louis off the board until they scored 3 in the 8th and 1 in the 9th to stun the Cubs. The Cubs are riding a 3-game winning streak, looking to make it 3 in a row against the Cardinals and 4 in a row overall, heading into a nice Sunday night baseball game tonight against that same team. If they could have pulled off a 4-game sweep of the St. Louis Cardinals, they could have been looking so much hotter and building a real case to have some momentum moving forward. But instead, in all too familiar fashion, the Cubs refused to add on after building an early lead, and two bullpen pieces that weren't particularly sharp mixed with some poor defense, and the Cubs end up losing the ball game. Obviously, 2 days ago, they had a 15-game streak without an error snapped with an error from Drew Smyly, and then yesterday it was not too pretty. Isaac Paredes had a ground ball to him. Probably should have not thrown it at all, but didn't throw it anywhere near Michael Busch. It tailed up the line, and as a result, the runners went from first and second to second and third. Then a bloop into center field that Nico was under. The PCA tried to call him off. Nico called him off. And then Nico was under it. At the last second, Nico bailed for PCA, but he had already started pulling up because Nico was under it, and it falls in between them. PCA tried to slide to make the grab. Couldn't do it. Mick talked about this yesterday. I don't know who you want to put the blame on, but the fact of the matter is that ball should have been caught. And as a result, 3 runs come to score in that 8th. Hector Neris gives up a run after a triple and a sac fly in the 9th, and the Cubs did not score after the second inning. Offensively, they did get some stuff cooking. Crow-Armstrong had a run-scoring triple and then was driven in with a sac fly, or a sacrifice bunt, I should say. And then Michael Busch had a 2-run homer to open up the scoring in the first. He had a pair of hits. Nico Hoerner had a pair of hits. And Pete Crow-Armstrong had a hit. The Cubs only had 5. That's it, just the 5. Happ went hitless again. Isaac Paredes, no hits for him as well. So a tough game offensively, and then the bullpen couldn't keep it all together. Hunter Biggie gets charged with a blown save, the 21st of the season for the Cubs. Just a monstrous number. It should never be that high. And if you win half of those games, you're a playoff team or pushing for the division title. So that's something that is super extremely hard to swallow. And then Hector Neris gets handed the loss because he gave up a run in the top of the 9th. He's had 12 decisions this year, if you need to know anything about how bad the back end of that bullpen has been. The Cubs, after that loss, are now 16-26 against the NL Central this season, with another chance to put one in the win column tonight against the Cardinals. They're 5 games under 500, now back in last place. They jumped up to 4th for a little bit and now are back in last. 9.5 back of the Milwaukee Brewers for first place, and 6 back in the NL wildcard race, with a bunch of teams to jump and leap just to get into that 3rd spot. Which is why these numbers are so low. The Cubs with just a 4.8% chance to make the playoffs this season and a measly 2.3 to win the NL Central. But like we said, the Cubs are back in Wrigley tonight with a chance to get back in the win column. They're playing Sunday Night Baseball against these same St. Louis Cardinals. Pretty good pitching matchup. Justin Steele trying to get back on track after a few not of his sharpest starts since the All-Star break. 2-5 on the year with a 3.38 ERA. Before these last couple starts, he had been on an excellent roll. Hopefully we can get back to that from Steele. Mikolas, 8-8 on the year with a 4.99, a guy the Cubs have seen and hit a lot over the years. So look for the Cubs to hopefully get back and score early and often in that game tonight. Let me know if you guys think I should go. I've been debating it. I'm available to go. So let me know if you think I should cheer the Cubs on. Try to win 3 out of 4. Now, listen, the sweep obviously would have been on the table if you won yesterday, but winning 3 out of 4 would certainly be a good margin and something that is on the table. So that's what the Cubs have an opportunity to do today. But that'll do it for this edition of the Cubs Baseball Channel. Thank you guys for always talking some Cubs ball with us. We appreciate you guys liking and subscribing, getting in our comment section, and following us not only here on YouTube, but also on the social medias, TikTok, Twitter, and Instagram. But for now, we will talk to you tomorrow after hopefully a Cubs W. Go Cubs.